Okay, so first up, I have a challenge. Everyone name one achievement that you are the most proud of. Okay, Jia, I want you to go ahead first.
Like a person I'm proud of, right?
No, no, no. Like one achievement of yourself that you are like most proud of.
This is the question I've asked the most, and literally, I don't have an answer to that.
Okay, fair enough.
Why does this feel like a job interview, Crunchy? It's a
No, but
podcast.
like,
Actually, I'm waiting for someone to ask me where I see myself in 5 years, man.
okay, but like we are gonna think about it. But like the thing is, we need to know, right? Like the moment someone says, "Oh my God, I wrote a book. Oh my God, I started a company," or "Oh, I got into Harvard," as soon as you throw like an achievement, everybody just starts listening, right?
Yeah, but like if they say I'm trying to write a book, people are like, "Aw, good luck."
Which is so backwards because the person writing chapter one and the person signing copies at a bookstore are literally the same person. One just has a better timing.
Exactly. So today we are asking, how many achievements do you actually need before people decide whether your story is worth listening to? Because maybe we've become obsessed with the destination and we've completely ignored the journey.
And honestly, we couldn't think of a better guest for this conversation.
Today we're joined by Jiya Gandhi. She's currently preparing for CAT 2026, building her personal brand in public, and writing her very first novel, all at the same time. Jiya, welcome to For the Plot.
Thank you.
We are so glad to have you. Okay. So now, before we get into everything, if nobody knew what you were working towards, do you think they'd still find your story interesting?
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Zahra, what about
yeah, so basically, why would they find my story interesting is that exactly the question which I was asked like in a like this kind of a podcast only, that how many achievements have you done, why should I bring you to the podcast? I was like, do I need to do something like just to share my experiences, my lessons, or anything which I can do to inspire people? So if I really need to start with zero and I would have nothing to do, I'm not doing any cat, I'm not doing any novel, I think my experiences, my lessons would be something which I can write and people would connect that to that, and they will follow.
Yes, definitely. I feel like, you don't always need to already have the result ready in order for people to actually understand who you are. Zahra, what about you?
For me, I really want, like, I actually hope so, because if the only interesting thing about me, so if someone finds it's like a certificate or an achievement about me, that's so depressing, man. Like, I feel like every person has a story, and like the difference is some people have a headline attached to theirs. Like, imagine like meeting someone before they became famous. Like, imagine meeting Taylor Swift before she became famous. She was exactly the same person. So I think that's, we don't have proof yet. I think that's what we always do all the time. We wait until someone's really successful, and then we're like, oh, maybe they had something interesting to say, which in reality is like the most interesting version of yourself is someone like who's still figuring it all out.
Exactly. Amelia, what about you?
Honestly, I feel like it's more about the person than the achievements because you can meet someone who has like 100 certificates and you can meet someone who has absolutely none. And the person with none of the certificates can be way more, experienced and nicer to talk to in general.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, I definitely agree with Amelia on the part that she said because it's not just the achievement, right? It is all on the person because it's them who has gotten them to that position today. So, fully agree to that. Okay, now I'm going to ask a really quick question again. So, what is the first thing that has started coming to your mind when you hear the words a successful person?
The person would be a successful for me when a person has a story to tell and has a skill to tell it.
Oh, that's
Then
good.
only people could relate to that, right? Because if the person doesn't really have a skill to, for example, we are taking a person, Akshay Kumar, okay, for example, if he doesn't have the skill to act, even if he had 16 flop films all together, all in one, still he is a big person. Like, we know that he has the skill, he has the thing to take it to the further level. So for me, a person to be successful should have a power and should have a skill to make people, inspire people to write something, to have a skill to storytell basically.
Yeah, no, honestly, storytelling is such an important skill in today's world. Yeah, Zahra, go ahead.
I agree with you, but I feel like some also like consistency about Akshay Kumar as well. I mean, literally that's it. Because like I don't think he accidentally became successful, did he? People like, they love saying, he got lucky, she got lucky. Okay, luck might get you an opportunity, but like it doesn't make you like wake up every day and make you like work for years. That's like real discipline in you. So like when people see that trophy, people see the followers, people see that entire TED talk people have done, they don't see the boring parts, and honestly success is mostly boring. It's doing the same thing over and over again, and literally nobody cares about it. So I think consistency is really something the most attractive, an attractive quality a person can really have.
Yes, definitely. Amelia?
Okay, so I agree with Sahra to a certain point. A lot of people say, oh, this person only made it because of luck. But no, luck is a very big part of it, but it's a part of it. The other part is like your skill and your work and how you do it.
Oh my god, this reminded me of a
Exactly.
Harvey Specter quote. I don't need luck, I make my own luck.
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh my God, W. And the thing is that you can get lucky sometimes. You can get an opportunity because of luck and because of that fact. But if you don't put in the work, if you don't like work towards it, you are never gonna actually, like succeed on that thing. So yeah, I feel like that's just like, one of the most important things that people tend to blame it on luck, but that's just like the most naughty thing to do because you've got to respect the work that's gone behind it.
Exactly.
Well, now that you okay, so now that you do see in like today's generation, achievements have become such an important part of our identity that if someone took away every certificate, every title, or every accomplishment that you have today, and like, it's just all taken away, who would you be without all of them?
Meena, you would go ahead first.
Okay, you'd still be you in general. Like, you can work and get more certificates if you earn them in the first place, and if that's your actual, like, work. You can always get those back, but you can't get a personality.
That's true. I mean, to be honest, I would still be me. I'd still be my own loud personality. I would still be chaotic. I would still be annoying Franchi and Amelia every 5 minutes. Like nothing is gonna change over here. I think achievements is like something you carry. It's like a bag you're carrying, not something you become. Because if your whole personality, disappears with like one certificate, that's like terrifying. You're more than your LinkedIn profile. Then, thank God.
Exactly. Gia, what do you have to say on this?
Person would be just a human, like it would still carry his or her personality. A
Yes.
personality is not a thing that anyone can take away. Like if I do love talking about K dramas, I will talk K dramas even if I have my achievements or I do not have it. So I think the thing I am most crazy about novels, K dramas, or anything, any passion or something, I would continuously talk about it. But achievement is not a thing which I can brag so much about. Like to one extent, okay, yeah. But after that, my personality is completely different from what the accomplishments or what the achievements I have done or I would do.
Absolutely. Franchi, what
I
about you?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, I agree to what Gia and what like all of you said because you are a person in yourself. You are a story. Okay. You are you. And your achievements cannot be the only thing that defines you. Like, for example, a person got into like an Ivy League. Their entire personality cannot just be about getting into that university. You need to have a personality, you need to have a life, and you just gotta be you. You've got to be the person that you are, and you have got to be human, and you've got to tell your own story in a way that maybe somebody else doesn't, and you just have to like present yourself out there instead of just bragging about your achievements because you are so much more than the external validation, than the certifications, and like all these achievements. There's just so much more to life other than like that one piece of certificate with your name on it.
Exactly. Your personality is you.
Exactly, exactly.
anyone
So
can get
actually, another interesting. Yeah. In today's time, at least anybody can get like a random certificate and just flex about it. Oh my God, I got this. But
Uh,
yeah, the point being that now that you do see, people have started to ignore some people who don't have like a certain achievement, who don't have a certain follower count, who don't have a certain, whatever, whatnot achievement. And they have stopped paying attention to specifically those type of people, and they're like just like more likely to listen to somebody who's had some achievement. So what do you guys have to say on this? Because be like, if you look at yourselves also, sometimes we end up like maybe connecting with somebody who has like 10K followers instead of maybe somebody who just started off and is at 100 followers, right? So we tend to do that naturally. So
No, but the thing here is, I feel like experience also matters. Like you might be able, most probably, are gonna get more like experience and knowledge from someone who's actually done something
Okay,
than
yeah.
someone who's trying to do it. Both are like really important conversations to have, but they're different. One is one where you're like talking to the other person, and the other is where you can be gaining expertise.
But I feel like I agree with
oh,
you. Like credentials are visible, your character isn't. Like Amelia, I can read your bio in like 2 seconds, but I won't know you from inside your character, Like
Yeah.
it can take me months to know if you're kind, if you're actually genuine, if you're honest. And I think we become obsessed with those introductions which we see. Founder, CEO, speaker, author, like cool. But like, what's your character? Are you a nice person or not?
oh my God, I just remembered something. I recently read somewhere that we should have like two types of friends, right? The ones that are at the same path as you, okay? Like you guys are embarking on the same path and like you are looking towards that journey and you're aiming for the success that both of you are aiming towards. And you should have one type of people in your life who motivate you to go further, who you have seen have made it to the position that you actually want to be. So I feel like that's a really good thing because you need to be with the people who are in the process, in the journey, because so that you are able to relate to them, you're able to talk to
Like
them.
help each
And
other out.
yes, exactly, and you need to have people who you look up to. So I think that's what I'd say.
But
Gia, what about you?
Basically, a person should develop a connection to a person not on the basis of their accomplishment, like a title ki yeah, this is a founder, this is a CEO. No, but nowadays we have stopped like making a natural connection to a person ना हम लोग बस पढ़ते हैं कि yeah, this is the founder, we should connect, अगर हमें referral मिलेगा, हमें opportunity मिलेगी. But no, हमारा goal ही बदल गया है. We all the people on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever people, we have just one goal ki yeah, we need some opportunity, we had them this, but we have just stopped connecting to people in a natural way. So they basically, I think that's missing in this kind of a generation for now.
Yes, definitely. I feel like we're too quick to judge somebody directly just based on what accomplishments they have in life instead of actually get to know their character or just get to know them as a person at like the most. So, yep. I feel like that's the one thing that we've really started doing a lot. And okay, so, G, I'd like to ask you a question specifically because as you are currently building your personal brand and you were writing a novel before you've actually made it to the point, was it actually like I am sure it was scary before you actually put yourself out there, but before actually having all the results. But how was the journey? How did you feel when you actually first started off? And what was going on in your head when you probably hit your first post or when you talked about that, oh, you're writing your novel?
So basically, coming to LinkedIn was not the part of a plan. I started with the betrayal by my ex best friend from like some Instagram. She used my contacts to
Oh,
a certain level. Uh, I just can't say. She had like my classmate, okay, and I introduced her. So she was in a girls' school and I was in co-ed. So मैंने उसे बहुत सारे लोगों से मिलाया kind of stuff, and one of the guy had a crush on her. तो हमारा 12th वगैरह खत्म हो गया. First year में हम लोग थे, we were doing MUNs and all those stuffs, and there they met again. He proposed and she was like, yeah, okay. Like she is from a certain conservative family, but she was like, yeah, okay, okay, we can do it. तो मैंने बोला हाँ go अच्छा है, अगर if you are feeling then you should. But at a certain level में ना she was using my contacts like to a certain end. अगर हम लोग पिक्चर खिंचा रहे हैं तो if you have a best friend, you would obviously tell ना कि यार तेरी लिपस्टिक खराब हो रही है या तेरा कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, तो तू ठीक करके आ जा, फिर अपन फोटो खिंचवाते हैं. I like this was the first incident जहाँ पे मुझे लगा कि यार why she didn't told like क्यों नहीं बोला कि मेरी लिपस्टिक अच्छी नहीं लग रही है क्या, कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ। तो दैट वाज दैट, आई इग्नोर्ड इट। फिर उसके बाद मैं देखो उसको और भी कई जगह लेके गई, सम अवार्ड्स वगैरह में, तो वहां पे शी यूज एंड आप लाइक यूज एंड थ्रो। हाँ ठीक है, अब मैं बात नहीं करूंगी 1-2 दिन तक, मेरे को मेरा हो गया, मेरा जो चाहिए था। तो आफ्टर देन आई कट इट ऑफ, ठीक है कि बस अब नहीं बात करनी है मुझे, छोड़ दो। देन आफ्टर सर्टेन पॉइंट मुझे इंस्टाग्राम पे सबसे ही ये फील हो रहा था कि यार हर कोई अपना कोई ना कोई स्टोरी लगा रहा है, हर किसी की बेस्ट फ्रेंड हो गई है, अब हर कोई मजे कर रहा है वगैरह, मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही, अब मैं छोड़ दो, मैं बस अकेले बैठी हुई हूँ। तो आई वाज लाइक ओके, आई नीड टू टेक अ ब्रेक, आई एम डीएक्टिवेटिंग माई इंस्टाग्राम। सो दिस वाज the thing from of my second year. So basically last year के जून में ये हुआ था and I deactivated. So it's been a 1 year. जब तक मैं अभी मेरे पास इंस्टाग्राम कुछ भी नहीं है, and in between I just wanted to find a place where I could um just see about how people are doing. There's just a small way to connect out with the outer world कि क्या हो रहा है, कुछ तो पता हो, kind of a sense में. So I just downloaded LinkedIn and I just made a normal profile जो कि बिल्कुल भी पर्सनल ब्रांड वाले बनाते भी नहीं है, जो आपको वार्न करते ना कैसी नहीं बनानी है, वैसी बनाई थी मैंने। तो वो बना के रख लिया and I was like with it for 1 of 6 months, I guess I was with normal. फिर जनवरी में I clicked कि यार I should do something. I'm just getting very bored. I should do something with my cat and all, and I have to, make my profile a worthwhile. IIM में जाने से पहले ताकि they would select me and all those stuff. They have this whole procedure and all. So I thought maybe I should do something. So then I created one, and then I got serious about it. Then by I think May I got some good followers. Then by that time I just had this writing skill. मुझे realize होने लगा कि yes, I have this skill. I can tell, I can story tell and all those stuff. So then I started building on a personal brand on thing and all those stuffs. My novel was started with the same phase deactivating wala part. I was watching a K-drama. Basically, it doesn't have anything to do with my down phase and all. I was just watching a K-drama and I was thinking, यार अगर मैं होती तो क्या होता? तो बस वो मैं होती तो क्या होता, उसे लेके कहानी बन गई अलग सी। So I just okay, I should write a novel, something. So I should do something different. So I just started writing a novel.
I
Wow,
love
oh my god, the
it with the success. Like there's a
I know
There's
the
an origin
I
story.
know the tea was crazy. Like we just had lore drop on our podcast for like
crazy
the
lore,
very first
man.
time.
Okay, now this is called lore. This is for the
Yeah,
plot.
exactly. But
This
like,
is low.
but yeah,
Thank you
now
so
this
much,
lore, now this lore is gonna go on the internet. So okay, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Anyways, now I'm gonna quickly wrap it all up with one last question, which is if nobody ever saw the outcome, would you still think that your journey is worth telling?
100%, because I think success makes a story valuable. I think it just makes more people notice you more. So like every person who's successful today was just like someone who was sitting in their room wondering if it's ever going to work. Like even us, if we ever thought that this podcast is going to work. So I think we romanticize the ending a lot. We skip the middle part, but the middle is where everything happens. You're putting the work in. That's where people
Yes.
quit. That's when people
Exactly. We romanticize even like the beginning and even the end, but no one really talks about the middle because it's
yeah.
just the boring, repetitive tasks.
Yeah. And I think we're all really obsessed with arriving somewhere. Like, you're just
Yeah.
alive to
Yes.
becoming
We
something.
are all we are all suddenly like so obsessed with the journey. Like we just want to like skip through the middle, the burnout, like all the bad phases, and we just want to be like quick, magical, I don't know, like some results just like all in one go.
Yeah, like
Maybe, it's to become someone you're actually proud of. And if that happens before the trophies, I think you're already doing pretty well if you're proud of it.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to quote mismatched dialogue that you are my beginning, middle, and end. So I think three phases, all the three phases are so much important for a person to be successful. Like if the person doesn't have a beginning, so obviously the journey wouldn't have been. A middle is the main part, like main part where all the work, all the hard work, effort would take place. So I think I would like to name my I am journey now that you are my beginning, middle, and end.
W.
Yes, for sure. And all right, with that, we wrap up this episode. It was super lovely having
So
you with us,
we're so
Jia.
glad to speak to you. It was so much
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. We
Thank
loved
you.
So fun.
Thank
having
you so
we
much.
loved
Especially
having
lower draw.
exactly. I was just gonna say that we had such a lower drop this episode. And yep, that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
what I said. I'd rather